this came off from here, and this belongs to here, so I want to swap them, because you can see this is sharp. This is much better. It has more angle and it's very sharp. I can feel it. This one is just crap. It's rubbish. I could bend it or angle grind it, but it takes more time, so I would just use the old ones. That's it. This is a bit tricky, but it's relatively easy. Do not completely unscrew them, because it will be a pain to screw it back. So you can see that tiny piece of metal, so that's where the cable goes. Not from here, but from behind here. Doesn't matter you run the cable here or here. These are the only two options you have. Doesn't matter which one you choose. I just put the cable here at the top. As you can see, this would be perfectly fine to put it in, but I like to keep my jobs nice, so I'm gonna cut off from here a little bit. Bend it like this in a 90 degrees angle, this straight, this down, otherwise you won't be able to go in. And now when the screw is down, you can push it down and then put them into one of the slots. Now push down on it. It's completely in, as deep as it could go. If you have too big, you can push down here, but if your fingers are too big, you can just hold it here. I just hold it with this finger and these two. And then with the screwdriver at the same time, start tightening it. This is crucial to tighten it properly. Once we put it in, and if it's not tight enough, it can come out and it could become a fire hazard. This is the most crucial part of your job. Tighten it as much as you can. You do exactly the same thing in this side, so I'm not gonna show you that, but Earth, you got a little bit easier job. You can just come from the top. So as you can see, same thing. I just unscrewed this. You can see a tiny plate here. Once again, doesn't matter you go into this hole or this hole, exactly the same. So the screw is down now there, and you just go in. And once you are pushing it in, you tighten the screw. First, you come in here. Once you are in here, then you can go into that hole. Now all of them are tightly connected. Organize the cables a little bit so I can push them in, so we can push them in. And this is the only thing what holds both sides. So as you screw this in, as the screw goes down, this comes sideways, and it can grab into here, as you can see. So this is what we exactly going to do now. Just gently push everything in. Make sure that the cable, everything is behind this, so if it's like this and you try to push it in, you will have trouble. So, and this is a bit sharp, so you can damage them. Just push this cable here. It was giving me a bit of trouble. So both sides push this in. Push this in. As I'm pushing it, you see. Now it's in, perfect. And now tighten these two clockwise. Now I have tightened them and I can see it's very tight, very tight. So, and now, before we put this on, final test. So these two holes is this. Sometimes because it's new, sometimes it happens that it's a bit hard to go in at the first few times. So this is absolutely normal. This one is top as well. So you might have to wiggle it in a bit. Once again, this is not safe. I do not recommend to try this, but I just want to show you guys how it works. So, electricity up. And 0 and 1. Okay. Now, second one. Yeah, both of them perfectly fine. Now, turn off the electricity. So there's no electricity now, and this is the last. And you don't need this to measure it, but just with your eyes you can see to make it sure that it's nicely aligned. So, because if you don't, it will look like this, so it's not very nice, or like this. And this is the last and final. This one needs to be pushed into there, into this. And at the same time, make sure that the holes are aligning as well. So when I connected at the back, you can see the holes there inside. You can push it up or down accordingly to meet with the holes, and then now I can push it in. And before I screw them in, yes, the holes are at the right place. And now this is the last job. Last thing to do is these two here. Yeah, everything is fine. It's done. And I know everything is already working. So, final test. And now this is the last time I need to turn on the electricity. It's on now. And let's see. Yeah. And make sure that it doesn't come out easily. If this, sometimes it happens that this comes out after installation, once again, that is because these ones are rubbish. You didn't tighten them properly, or these one bad quality. You can angle grind them, and you can bend them with this, so they can grab into the inside better. And last thing, and because these are not the same shape, this is slightly bigger than this, you can see that you need to paint it. So this happens quite often. So I will paint this around properly to make it look nice.